The ocean covers 70% of our planet, and we've mapped less than a quarter of it. We know more about the surface of the moon than we do about our own oceans. What's down there has been caught on camera, filmed by submarines, recorded by fishermen who never expected to see it again. A creature washed ashore that scientists still can't fully explain, a carcass pulled from the deep that looked like nothing on Earth, a handprint on submarine glass, from something that wasn't supposed to be there.
December 25th, 1808, Orkney Islands, Scotland.
After a day at sea, local fishermen return home at nightfall. A violent storm hits the islands off the north coast. The inhabitants of Stronsay wake to find something waiting for them on the shore. A creature, 52.5 feet long, 52.5 feet of decomposing flesh, bones, and mystery. Gated skull, with the mouth still intact and visible. A ridge of spines running the length of the spine. Not 2, not 4, but 6 limbs. 3 pairs of broad, paddle-like fins, and a long, tapered tail. Its size, this thing was almost 9 times longer than an average adult man. Longer than a public bus by a full 13 feet. News of the discovery spread quickly. This was no mere maritime legend. The Venerian Natural History Society of Edinburgh, one of Scotland's most respected scientific institutions, witnesses gave sworn testimony. A naturalist drew the remains in meticulous detail. For a brief moment in the winter of 1808, it seemed as if science was about to confirm what sailors had whispered for centuries: a real sea serpent. This is where the official version begins to falter. Today, most researchers point to the basking shark, the second largest fish in the ocean, as the culprit. This is no random hypothesis. This specific case, dating back to 1809, is one of the reasons this theory exists. When a basking shark decomposes, its jaw and gills can collapse, leaving behind what appears to be a small head on a long neck. But look closely at the photograph. The mouth is still there, still intact, not torn, not collapsed, exactly where you'd expect to find a head. The shark theory presents other problems. A basking shark has exactly 2 pairs of fins, pectoral and pelvic. The beast of Stronsay had 3, 6 limbs in total, arranged in pairs along the body, an anatomy no basking shark, living or dead, has ever possessed. Then there's the crest. Basking sharks have 2 triangular dorsal fins, widely spaced. The specimen washed up on Stronsay had a continuous crest of spines that ran the length of its spine from head to tail. And the tail doesn't match either. A basking shark's tail fin is broad and crescent-shaped, almost like a curved blade. The one drawn on Stronsay was long, narrow and tapered, more like a snake's tail than a shark's. Then there's the matter of size. The largest basking shark ever definitively measured in recorded history anywhere measured just over 40 feet, 40.3 feet to be exact. The beast of Stronsay measured 52.5, nearly 12 feet longer than the largest basking shark ever documented by science. And another detail, the sketch used to formulate the shark theory wasn't drawn on the beach, in front of the carcass. It was drawn from memory, almost 2 months later. 3 anatomical discrepancies, a size that breaks all known records, and a key piece of evidence drawn from memory weeks after the body had already begun to decompose. The remains themselves are long lost. Scotland's most brilliant scientific minds left that beach with many unanswered questions. Even after more than 200 years, we continue to ask them.
April 25th, 1977, 30 miles east of Christchurch, New Zealand. Nearly 1,000 feet down, the nets of the Japanese trawler Zuiyo Maru drag something out of the deep that no one on deck can identify.
A carcass 33 feet long, half rotted, a head too small for its body, a long serpentine neck, 4 massive fins, a tail trailing behind it like nothing that should exist.
Assistant production manager Michihiko Yano assumes the obvious, a decomposing whale. Then he looks closer and the shape stops making sense. The head is too small, the neck is too long. He grabs his camera. Captain Akira Tanaka has a bigger problem. The ship is loaded with fish, and this rotting thing threatens to spoil the entire catch. Standard procedure. Dump it. The crew moves to throw it back. Yano gets 1 hour. He measures the body, sketches every detail, takes 5 photographs, and cuts 42 translucent nylon-like fibers from one of the fins. Then, 4,000 pounds of unidentified creature goes over the side and disappears into the Pacific forever. Back in Japan, scientists stare at Yano's photographs in disbelief. The organs are gone. The skin hangs in shreds. But the shape is unmistakable. Small head, long neck, paddle-like fins, the exact silhouette of a plesiosaur, a marine reptile believed extinct for 66 million years. Zoologist Yoshinori Imaizumi doesn't hesitate. It's not a fish, a whale, or any other mammal. It's a reptile, and the sketch looks remarkably like a plesiosaur. Japan goes monster mad. Toy companies rush out spring-loaded models. The camera manufacturer behind Yano's photos builds an entire ad campaign around the creature. The government issues a commemorative postage stamp, and then the fibers. Lab analysis finds elastoidin, a protein found almost exclusively in sharks and rays, specifically in basking sharks. As these giants rot, their jaws, gills, and fins collapse away, leaving behind something that can look disturbingly like a sea serpent. Scientists have a name for it: a pseudo-plesiosaur. Case closed according to the official record, but Imaizumi never backed down. Neither did his colleagues at Tokyo's National Museum. Their argument: the spine was too small, the neck far too long for any basking shark ever measured, living or dead. The frenzy sent fishing vessels racing out from Japan, Russia, and South Korea, all hunting for a second specimen. None of them ever found one. The body that could have settled this once and for all is still down there somewhere in the dark, at the bottom of the Pacific. All that's left today: 5 photographs, 1 sketch, and 42 fibers from something no one will ever examine again.
July 12th, 2008. Ditch Plains Beach, Montauk, New York. 2 miles from Camp Hero, the abandoned military base that would later inspire Stranger Things. Jenna Hewitt is walking with 3 friends when she sees people gathered around something on the sand. She gets closer, and what she finds doesn't look like anything she's ever seen. No fur, bloated skin, smooth and leathery. Where a snout should be, something that looks unmistakably like a beak. Limbs ending in long, clawed fingers. Hollow, empty eye sockets. Hewitt takes 1 photograph. Within days, that single image reaches millions of people.
Montauk Monster!
The sighting of the so-called Montauk Monster.
The Montauk Monster.
Nobody knows what it is.
The internet doesn't have a name for it yet, so it invents one: the Montauk Monster. Theories explode overnight, but one keeps coming back louder than the rest. A government mutant escaped from a facility just visible on the horizon. Plum Island Animal Disease Center. Science steps in and immediately splits in 2. Most experts land on the same explanation: a waterlogged, decomposing raccoon, its beak just an exposed jawbone. But William Wise, director of the Living Marine Resources Institute, examines the same photographs and rules that out completely. The leg proportions, he says, don't match any raccoon, and nobody ever got the chance to settle it. The carcass vanished before any real examination could happen, carried off, according to Hewitt, by a local man who took it into the woods behind his house. It was never seen again. Which brings us back to Plum Island, just 3 miles offshore, in plain sight of where the creature washed up. Officially, it's a US government laboratory researching foreign animal diseases, foot and mouth, African swine fever, designed to protect livestock, not create monsters. But the island's founding has a darker footnote. One of its early consultants, Dr. Erich Traub, was a Nazi biological warfare scientist, personally reporting to Heinrich Himmler, brought into the United States after the war under Operation Paperclip. He helped lay the groundwork for the very lab sitting across the water from Ditch Plains Beach. A hidden military base, a government lab with a Nazi scientist in its founding story, and a body that vanished before anyone could prove what it actually was. December 12th, 1964. Stonehaven Bay, Hook Island, Australia. Robert Le Serec, a French photographer, is living aboard a boat with his wife, children, and a friend, Henk de Jong. Crossing the lagoon that day, Le Serec's wife looks down into the water and freezes. Resting motionless on the lagoon floor is something enormous. A creature, 79 feet long, shaped like a giant tadpole. Dark, with thick transverse bands running across its body. Its eyes sit near the top of its head, with narrow, slit-like pupils. The eyes of something built to lie in wait, not to swim in open water. When they finally surface in March 1965, they detonate. The image spreads across the world, republished for decades, becoming one of the most reproduced sea monster photographs in cryptozoological history. And it draws the attention of 2 of the most respected names in the field, Bernard Heuvelmans and Ivan Sanderson. Both men take it seriously, both are skeptical, and both start ruling things out. A whale shark? Wrong shape, wrong markings. A giant squid. No visible tentacles, wrong silhouette entirely. A known species of eel? Nothing on record even approaches 79 feet. 60 years later, marine biologists, hoax investigators, and cryptozoologists still can't agree. Real animal, undiscovered species, elaborate hoax. Every theory has a hole in it, and the Hook Island sea monster still swims, unresolved, through cryptozoology's most debated archive.
A private research submersible, deep in open water. Routine survey work, nothing unusual. Until the footage cuts to a hand, pale, pressed flat against the viewport glass, fingers slightly webbed. 3 seconds. The crew logged it as equipment malfunction. The footage was never officially released. Weeks later, an industrial drone inspecting an offshore oil rig catches something else. A spear-like strike breaks the surface, a fish, caught and gone in under a second. Then a shape. 5 cases, 5 creatures science can't explain. This is Night Case.